So it's getting into ridiculous territory. We're heading into day 3, and Shedeur's still on the board.
For Deion Sanders and Shedeur Sanders, I like to say is, I think it's disgusting. I don't understand what the heck's going on with this.
You'll never be bigger than the program, no matter who you are, and they will show you. They will always remind you at any given time if at any point you think you are bigger than the program, and that is all we seeing. That's all we're seeing right now.
I don't understand.
Well, now tuned in to the Dark Times Channel.
In all my years that I go back to like really following the draft and understanding where players are going getting drafted, back in '87, in almost 40 years, I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah.
5th player on my board. It's never happened before in 47 years where a player that high has dropped this far into the 4th round at quarterback.
And so here we go again, back with another one. Welcome back to the Dark Times Channel. And we got to talk about some of this unusual activity that's been going on for the last few days. As everybody knows, Shedeur Sanders was not selected in the 1st round, wasn't selected in the 2nd round, and now he wasn't even selected in the 3rd round. So here we are on the 3rd day, and Shedeur Sanders has yet to hear his name called.
It doesn't make you uncomfortable when another quarterback whose last name isn't Sanders walks around and feels that they can be a franchise quarterback because their tape says they can. Shedeur Sanders' talent, his tape, and his pedigree is what gets some guys opportunities in the NFL that maybe they haven't earned. He earned this opportunity, and it's absolutely ridiculous that he's fallen out of the first 3 rounds of the draft.
So on the surface, a lot of media personalities and analysts are saying some of the reasons why Shedeur Sanders wasn't drafted was because of his arrogance, and he needed to be humbled a little bit.
Does this kid not get picked tomorrow?
Does he go through tomorrow somehow?
No, because of what Daniel said. You know, if there is some of that deep reflection like I talked about, if there's a couple of calls made, and if there's like another almost selling yourself in terms of like, hey, I'm about football. I'm going to come here and work.
Clearly. He can play football.
Watch the tape.
That's what I'm saying. He
Watch
can
the
play
tape.
football. DJ, normally at this point of a draft, we're looking at your top 100, and you're like got a 99% hit rate.
My next highest guy is 61, and he's 20. So the guy can play. That's why, again, we're trying our best to explain something that we don't pass a test, and we don't have the answers to the test.
Very true.
I got some of those answers, and it has absolutely nothing to do with football. Let's get deep for a second. Indulge me here. Every time you watch a football game, every time they're announcing the players, what do you hear?
Patrick Mahomes II, Texas Tech.
Isaiah Pacheco, Rutgers.
Andrew Voorhees, USC.
Tyler Linderbaum, Iowa.
And so if you think for a second that the NCAA and the NFL don't work hand in hand when it comes to how they operate, then you don't know what it is to be in the entertainment industry or in the sports industry. It's all a game. And Deion Sanders has been willing and dealing and flexing a lot of power. And that's made a lot of people uncomfortable.
You're not doing anything different than any other father would do.
Well, I'm a black father. That's different. we haven't seen him in that role get glorified and get magnified for being there.
Yes, sir.
So that's the case. Not only that, I'm a hands-on father with a lot of understanding on where my son is going.
Who are you? Shedeur Sanders, starting quarterback for Jimmy Fitz.
Are you good?
I'm not there. I'm great.
Make them remember your name, dog. I was there for 14 years. I worked for the NFL Network for another 14, 15. I know what I'm doing in that field.
The NFL, with all its pageantry and power, finds itself uncomfortable, even threatened, when the likes of the Sanders family walk into a room, not asking for a seat at the table, but daring to bring their own. Deion, Shedeur, this family has refused to shrink to fit the confines laid out for them. And so the machine does what it has always done. It seeks to diminish, to distort, to remind them and us that there is still a place for black folk, and it's not at the head of the table. But the tragedy, you see, is not in their refusals to bow, but is in the nation's fear of black excellence unchained. The fear that has always been the real danger, not the power of our stride, but the shadow we cast when we stand upright, unafraid, and unapologetically ourselves.
This is why I am wondering
when are we going to get the rest of the story? Because there's so much out there we absolutely can't know because they can't be that afraid. This league never turns down talent.
It's TOE, right? Talent over everything. It's been that way for ages. It's never going to change.
The only thing, in my opinion, that explains him still being there on day 3 is off-field attitude, personality trait issues. But the other thing is now he's reached this point in the draft, any idea of starting is gone. He's now a backup in every team's eyes.
And outside of Travis Hunter going number 2, there's been 0 Colorado players taken, and I think 12 are eligible for the draft. That's not by mistake. That's by design. How many potential college recruits are watching this draft? Darn near all of them. And if I'm a quarterback, or any position for that matter, I'm paying close attention to this.
Shedeur Sanders not getting drafted in the first 3 rounds is disgusting. Let's talk about what it means. I've never been a Sanders, but I've been a backup quarterback in the National Football League. More than the pride being hurt, the opportunity has now been hurt. When you're a backup quarterback, you are much more easily discarded. If you're going to get drafted in the 4th round or later, you are being drafted to be a backup. Think about the quarterbacks drafted after the 3rd round that are currently starting or potentially have the opportunity to start. Dak Prescott, he only started because Tony Romo got hurt. Kirk Cousins, he only started because Robert Griffin got hurt. Brock Purdy, he only started because Trey Lance got hurt. Jimmy Garoppolo got hurt. If you get drafted after the 3rd round, you do not have an opportunity to start, barring an unforeseen injury. So even more than Shedeur's pride might be hurt, Deion's pride might be hurt, the opportunities are squandered. And most importantly, bro, they discard you quickly in the 4th round. Like, if you're not good at the 5th, 6th, 7th round pick, you on practice squad or you cut. 1st round pick, if you're not good, you got year after year after year. You have a much longer leash. Bro, this is not good for Shedeur, man. Like, I've never been a Sanders. I've been a backup, and I've been friends with backups. This not good, man. It's not good. Hold on, I got to stop my workout for this one. Tyler Shuck drafted ahead of Shedeur Sanders. What the heck? First off, let me start with this. Tyler Shuck's 25. Quarterbacks drafted age 25 or later have not had success in the National Football League. They just haven't. Whether it be Stetson Bennett, Brandon Whedon, Jared Hall, Hendon Hooker, they just haven't done anything in the National Football League. Furthermore, I watched Tyler Shuck's tape again. I'm a college football analyst. Dude does have a great arm and dude is confident pre-snap because he's 25. He's seen every defense college can throw at you. He was in college forever. Now, no knock on Tyler Shuck, but the dude does not handle pressure well in the pocket. When I think about Tyler Shuck and I think about Shedeur Sanders, Tyler Shuck is not better than Shedeur Sanders. He's just not. Debate Jackson Dart if you want to. That's a debate worthy of having. But Tyler Shuck is not better than Shedeur Sanders. At this junction in time, it's gone too far. Now the question is, why in the world is this happening? From everything I'm hearing from people inside the NFL and people inside the buildings, they do not believe that Shedeur Sanders is worthy of all the attention that comes with Shedeur Sanders. But this is crazy, yo.
And so this is a major flex, not only by the NFL, but also the NCAA. And it's unfortunate because there's a lot of people that want to support Deion Sanders. They want to go play for Colorado. But when you're watching this, you really can't just think about Deion Sanders. You can't think about the Sanders family, unfortunately. You got to think about what's best for you. And the NFL and the NCAA know that. And so, unfortunately, it's a dirty game. But it's going to be very telling to see how things unfold on Saturday and see where everybody goes and see where Shedeur winds up. That's going to be very telling. But that's all I had on this one. Make sure you guys go ahead and try to keep the conversation going on below. And as usual, peace and chaos.